Good day. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for subscribing to this channel and your comments. This facial hairstyle is tusks. That's right, it's not the handlebar mustache. I'm basically clean shaven up here, although I only shave maybe every other week or so and let it grow in. Sometimes if I'm feeling really generous, I'll shave every week. Nice little gentle frost on the ground. It's not quite as hard as usual today. And the water is still pretty high. I'm not overly surprised by that. So thanks for everyone asking those different questions out there about the facial hair and all your comments. Super appreciate that. The comfrey, we see that in the distance there. Still shooting up rather nicely. We'll be doing a bunch of transplants in the future, and hazelnuts here are not completely underwater, which is great. And they're not that old yet because they're not flowering out. Most hazelnuts right now are flowering out. We got some buds happening on the currants that are just in front of them. And it's faux spring here on Salt Spring Island. There's lots of different plants that are demonstrating, hey, we're almost like ready to do something. And then it's largely seen with things such as the daffodils coming up, but we got a bit to go still. It's today, I think it's February 5th or something like that. Oh, this is the sorrel here. We've got a nice lemon. Really appreciate that. And even though spring is right around the corner, I'm really appreciating that it is still in fact winter. And it is still that cozy in the house kind of a thing. I mean, you can see it's not that cold. I'm just wearing a sweatshirt out here. And the water's over here for a whole bunch, which is great. Now, I've heard the spring energy described as, anger. And that thing of just that potent ability of a plant to push through the surface as a tiny little sprig to get above ground to come to life and start putting out its leaflets and then its actual leaves. And I think that we're in that phase where you can kind of feel it, and it's like that little seed form is thinking about starting to move up, and it's not there just yet, but it's feeling like that aggression coming forward, that sense of like, I'm gonna do this, I am gearing up for it, I feel it's in my nearness. And obviously different plants will be at different phases with all that, and it's still time to hold back a little bit, to not get too excited about it. Some people out there might be thinking, I better at least set the stage for my seed starting, or be moving forward with business plans or with their health objectives for the year. And definitely be setting yourself up for all those movements forward. And I had a great little session last night, both recording some drum parts and then working on my upcoming album. I think it's important to have my creative outlets functioning on both the level of doing something fresh and continuing on the projects that I need to be moving forward with. But with that, I'm trying to keep it in that early seed stage of like, don't get too excited just yet. Let's maintain progress without getting overblown with it. And I'm wondering where you're at with your progress in your projects. Are you ready to just go gun-ho for it, or are you feeling that preemptive spring energy as well, of like it's not quite the time to burst through the surface, but it is time to be making preparations for that? And I invite us to walk on the earth a bit. Take off your shoes, take off your socks, or whatever else you got on your feet, and actually feel the earth for a moment. Find a park or a backyard, wherever it is, and spend 30 seconds to a minute on it. If you're able to be in the sunshine while that's happening, all the better. And see what arises. Can you actually send your feeling sense down to your feet and keep it there? There's a lot of people doing the cold water plunging, so there should be no problem for y'all out there. I find when I was doing this the other day for the brief moment, I was just like, I could actually feel the earth start to thaw ever so gently under my feet from the heat of my own self. And at different temperatures, different organisms come to life. And there's a conversation piece happening there. And I like to open myself up to that. Mind you, I think it was 30-ish seconds. It wasn't quite long enough to develop that rapport, but it's there. And there's a neat rebalancing of our energies that happens when we do have our feet on the earth. So take the opportunity to be alive and connected with that thing that keeps us alive, which is the rest of the planet, y'all. With that, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for checking out my links in the comment for my music and my website. Have too much fun.